Hello everybody, welcome to this new video. I'm very pleased to welcome you today. In this video, I want to talk about the 3 books that led me to start on YouTube in 2025. And those are books I read in 2024. So I made a little presentation and it starts with this question. Have you ever had a goal, a big goal, something you knew you wanted to do or had to do, but kept putting it off? I did. And for years, I had this idea in mind. A charity project that would challenge me both physically and mentally. A cycling journey from Paris to Edinburgh that would actually see me ride my bike for 1500 kilometers for sick kids. But instead of taking action, for years I told myself I need more time, I need more resources, I need more people around, I need to be more prepared. But in reality, I was just stuck. And I was waiting for the perfect moment that never came. Today, I want to go deeper and share with you the 3 books that gave me the confidence and the motivation to stop waiting and start taking action. They didn't change my life overnight, but they came at the right time in my journey. They didn't magically make things easy, but what they did is to help me stop overthinking and start moving forward. And somehow, they gave me not only the push to commit to this challenge, but also to document my journey here on YouTube. And if you've ever felt stuck, waiting for the perfect moment to start something you know within yourself is important or meaningful, these books might give you the push you need to get started. Alright, let's see how. Now, the book number 1, Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo, which is obviously this one in French. This book made me realize something important. Research is useful, that's for sure, it is valuable, but sometimes it is often procrastination in disguise. We keep telling ourselves that we are getting ready, but we are, in reality, just avoiding action. And so what Marie Forleo says is that we need to stop hiding behind the books and the websites, and we need to start now. Start before you're ready. And that's the whole point of her message. And the message is clear. She says that no matter how big the challenge, no matter how uncertain the path, there's always a way forward. And you just have to start. And that was exactly my problem, my struggle. You know, not just with YouTube, but with the charity project as well. I've had this idea in mind for many years, and I kept researching, planning, but this is what this book made me realize, that research is actually an excuse. It's a way to delay action, an illusion of preparation somehow. And so, as she puts it, she says, remember, you don't have to know everything about your dream, nor do you have to map out every single step to make it happen. Stop hiding behind books and websites. Develop a habit of taking action instead. Set up meetings, have real-life conversations. You learn more and progress faster. Start before you're ready. And she's right. I could have kept telling myself that I needed more time, more experience, more knowledge, more information, but that's not what I needed. I just needed to take that first step. Take action. And so Marie Forleo also says progress, not perfection, is the only way to bridge the gap between your ability and your ambition. And that's exactly what I needed to hear. Instead of waiting until everything felt right, I started focusing on the next step, no matter how small. And whether it's launching this YouTube channel or making this charity project happen, I'm no longer waiting for the perfect moment, and nobody should. Unless, of course, if you're Warren Buffett, like sitting on a shitload of cash, waiting for a recession to invest. In that case, it's a different story, but yeah, nobody should wait for the perfect moment, because there's none. And as Marie Forleo phrased it well, this is the last quote I have from her book. She said, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. And that's the takeaway. If you've been waiting for the right time, for the perfect moment, and so if you're stuck in research mode, for example, waiting for the right moment to start your own project, it has to be your sign. Start now, start before you're ready. Because the only way to make things happen, obviously, is to actually begin. Now, let's move to the book number 2 on my list, which is Green Lights from Matthew McConaughey. This book is different. He actually looks back on the first 50 years of his life, and we quickly notice that he's traveled all around the world, He's met communities that didn't even know he was a celebrity. And what's interesting is that you notice that he was able to step back when he needed clarity, but at the same time, he was also able to take bold action. And so this is the key lesson from this book. He said that life's obstacles are not stop signs. They should not stop us. Basically, they are just red lights or yellow lights that eventually turn green. And so it doesn't mean stop. It means slow down, rethink, reroute if necessary, and keep moving. And he puts it perfectly there when he said, the problems we face today eventually turn into blessings in the rearview mirror of life. In time, yesterday's red light leads us to a green light. And that's why this book resonated with me. Life doesn't follow a perfect script, and the green lights are already there, and we just have to see the bright side of the things, and probably we might see that those yellow lights or red lights might turn into green lights. Also, Matthew McConaughey reminds us that it's not about getting everything right. He said that it is not about win or lose, it is about do you accept the challenge. But green lights isn't just about taking action, it's about knowing why. And McConaughey challenges us to define success, because otherwise we might be chasing the version of it that isn't even ours. And he said it well in his book, What is Success to Me? Continue to ask yourself that question. Your answer may change over time, and that's fine, but do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. And that really made me reflect. Funny enough, I defined success about 10 years ago. I don't know whether I took that from a book, but I defined success as reaching the highest level of usefulness, whatever that may mean or become over time. And another quote I loved in his book is when he said, I step in shit all the time and recognize it when I do. I've just learned how to scrape it off my boots and carry on. We all step in shit from time to time. Stepping in shit is inevitable. So let's see it as good luck or figure out how to do it less often. And I think stepping in shit is my specialty. So the idea here is don't hesitate on something that matters. Take action before the opportunity slips away. And that's another key takeaway from his book. He said, it's not just what we do, it's what we don't do that's important as well. We are guilty by omission. And McConaughey's reflections made me realize that every choice we make or don't make actually write the story of our life. And as he writes it, guilt and regret kill many men before their time. Get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life. Turn the page. And when it comes to time, we can either fight it or embrace it. And so that's why he said, we all have scars, we'll get more. So rather than struggle against time and waste it, let's dance with time and redeem it. Because we don't live longer when we try not to die. We live longer when we are too busy living. And that's the key takeaway from this book. The green light is already there. Now is the right time. So now we are moving to the third book on the list, which is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. And in this book, written by Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, the key lesson is that success isn't about luck. It's about pushing through, not just once, but over and over again. And Phil Knight takes us through his journey, not just the victories, but the struggles, the doubts, the uncertainty as well, and also the countless moments where giving up would have been the easy choice, but he didn't. Instead, he kept moving forward, kept adapting and kept looking for solutions and finding the solutions when most people will have walked away. But Shoe Dog isn't just about perseverance, it's about problem solving. And Knight faced countless moments where everything seemed to be falling apart. Any reasonable person would have accepted defeat, but instead of quitting, he found another way, and always another way. Still, he actually warns us that sometimes you have to give up. Sometimes knowing when to give up, when to try something else is genius. Giving up doesn't mean stopping. Don't ever stop. But the key for him isn't to blindly push forward when something isn't working. It's to keep moving and look for ways for a solution. And most problems have multiple answers, multiple solutions. And sometimes the best one isn't obvious at first. And he also said, put it this way, the harder you work, the better you Tao, which is a word for luck. Luck isn't just about chance. It's about positioning yourself so that when opportunities come, you're ready to take them. And that idea stuck with me, because we cannot predict every opportunity, but what we can do for sure is to make sure that we are ready when the opportunity shows up. And when that happens, we don't hesitate. And ultimately, this book is about more than just building a company, one of the biggest companies in the world. It's about committing to something bigger than yourself, whatever that may be. And it doesn't have to be a business, it doesn't have to be a charity project. It just has to be something that pushes you forward, something that you are willing to fight for when things get tough. Because obstacles are inevitable, and that's what makes this book so powerful. And as he said in his book, life is growth. You grow or you die. It's not just about starting, it's about enduring. And real growth doesn't come from avoiding obstacles, but from pushing through them. In the end, Shoe Dog isn't just the story of Nike, it's a testament to what happens when you start, when you push through, and when you find solutions until you make it. And yes, every great action starts as an idea. The difference between success and regret? Taking action. Not just once, but over and over again. It's about showing up every day, solving one problem at a time, and refusing to let setbacks define the outcome. Because ideas alone don't change the world, relentless execution does. At least it did for Phil Knight and Nike. So now, let's have a look at the final takeaways from those 3 books. Number 1 from Marie Forleo, start now before you're ready. Number 2, setbacks are just detours, not dead ends. And that's what Matthew McConaughey told us with the green lights. And number 3, success comes from relentless action, from Phil Knight. So those are the 3 books that led me to start on YouTube in 2025. And each one in its own way forced me to stop waiting and made me take that leap. Now, I want to hear from you. How about you? What's a book that changed your life or that had a huge impact on your life? What's a book that changed the way you see things? A book that pushed you to take action on something that you've been putting off? Please drop it in the comments and I'd love to check it out. And if this video inspired you to start something you've been hesitating on or one of the books, then do it. Go take action because everything's figure outable and the green light is already there. And as Nike famously said under Phil Knight's leadership, just do it. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and remember, whatever you dream of doing, start now. See you in the next one.